We're talking to head coach Mike Clark. It's the Wednesday WL News Show, and boy, we get enough rain on Wednesdays here. I guess you're going to practice over on the turf field today?
We're going to make our way over there. We're going to start on the grass, and then hopefully, when the soccer game's completed, we'll be able to get on the turf for, an hour or so. But, the Wednesday rain, we seem to have that market corner, John. So, but you know what? If it rains every week and we continue to be successful, then I hope it rains every Wednesday from here on out.
Yeah. Great game, the 47 win over Wilkes, a tough team. And in contrast, you're going down to a first-year team. I can't imagine even trying to get recruits to play in first year. But from the stats I was looking at, this is one of the better first-team football teams in Division III that have come along. They already have a win, and their offense isn't that bad.
No, John, they're good. And I know everyone says that, right? And that's just not coach talk. I mean, they have a junior quarterback who's a 1AA transfer who was a starter at Bucknell. They're very skilled at wide receiver. They have athletes really all over the team. And they have I guess it's a neat environment to play in. They built a nice new stadium. They bought some of the Ravens' old facilities, and they built on that. So, I mean, they're selling a pretty bright future, and it allowed them to recruit some really good kids that were on campus a year ago and add more kids to the mix this year. So they are absolutely positively much better than the average first-year team. And if you have a good quarterback, and their guy is one of the best in our conference, and I mean, he's really good. He played in the Patriot League, so that guy's a very, very talented player. Then you have a chance to win. And so we need to stay focused and hopefully make them one-dimensional, but be sound in coverage and just continue to read our keys defensively and do the things that Coach Wise and our defensive staff tell those guys to do.
I noticed when I was adding up the points, the offenses against Stevenson have scored average of 53 points a game, pretty consistent, but their defense probably is a little better now than when they started.
Sure, those guys are gaining experience, and look, all you need to know, I mean, John, is that their Widener game the other day was 20-19 late in the third quarter. With 3 minutes ago in the third quarter, Widener was winning by a point. So for anyone to say that they're bad, I think is a stretch. I mean, they're inexperienced, but they're absolutely talented. So people have scored. I hope that we continue to take care of the ball and we can have some success, running and throwing and score some points. But we want to do our best to keep their offense off of the field. They're good.
Looking at on down the line, which I know you shouldn't do, and your players are not. I asked them who they played after Stevenson, and
who we play after Stevenson.
Yeah, that's right. It isn't some of the best teams in the MAC, which they're all good, but I guess you could get into a trap, and I don't think this team's doing that. But you just don't want to take a team lightly.
No, you don't. And it's hard, John. It's such a long year, and you only get a couple days to prepare for each team. And I mean, obviously, there are still some challenging games left on our schedule. But Brockport State beat Kane in New Jersey last week, and Brockport was 0-5, and Kane had beaten Wesleyan, was undefeated. So we are not going to take this game lightly. We're going to do our best to play to the best of our abilities and actually improve. We want to get better and continue to grow as a football team as the season progresses. And so we have some things that we'd like to accomplish too. And everyone talks about the trap games. It's just so hard to be at a high level week after week emotionally. So we're doing our best to stay focused. But we have a great group of seniors and guys that have heard a pretty consistent message around here, and our players really want to be successful. So I hope that, and I don't think that they will, but I don't see them allowing that to happen. We're going to be prepared.
I know when we talked to you after the game on Saturday, Ray Bierbach had a great interception, and we were going to look at the tapes to see if he celebrated before he got across the end zone. How'd that work out?
The referees are probably right. I'd like to think the refs are only right half the time, and that's when they call a penalty on our opponent. But no, they probably did. It's a shame. It's a new rule. I don't think that Ray's celebration was excessive, but he absolutely, made a gesture prior to getting into the end zone, and that cost us a touchdown, which we can't do. I mean, I don't want that to happen again. I really didn't expect that to happen to our team this year, and I can all but guarantee that it won't happen again, because we'd like to be greedy, and we'd like to kind of score touchdowns and allow them to count and not have them taken off of the board. So I'm fairly certain that won't happen again.
In defense of Ray, I did look at I got the interception on tape, and running it in slow motion, there was a fan on the sideline that threw his hands up, and I think Ray might have been reacting to that person. Trouble is, he wasn't across the end zone. So a lesson learned. Moving to the offense, and I hope this isn't the announcer's jinx, but I kind of like Zach Klinger and the maturity. He's not forcing the ball in there. I think he has no interceptions this year, although he had a close one down here with the first touchdown that deflected off a defensive man. It looks like he's picking his time to throw a little more carefully or throwing it away.
Yeah, I mean, Zach makes very good decisions. He's a smart kid, and it's his second year running our offense, and so he knows what the expectations are, and he's really very confident in his reads and where he should go with the football. So, the ball he forced the other day was kind of a broken play, and he's trying to make one, and unfortunately they didn't catch it and we did. But that's not how you want to make a living. So, but he's really matured. He's a very smart kid. He's very athletic, and he's a competitive kid. So all of those things are key ingredients to being a good quarterback. And I think we're continuing to see a growth and a maturity in Zach that allow him to be one of the best quarterbacks in our league.
It's hard to believe we're getting into week 7 already. How fast the year goes. Really getting excited for going down to Stevenson. I know that's kind of fun for you to go down and see new schools and so forth. So good luck Saturday and safe game. This has been a recording by WOLnews.com, your Lycoming College football connection.